President Trump's rather verbose and boisterous statement about essentially wiping Afghanistan off the map and killing lots of Afghans is very reminiscent of the attitude of the United States when it was bogged down in a quagmire in Vietnam. I also believe that President Trump is trying to placate his neocon Zionist base, specifically the likes of Mike Pompeo and John Bolton. And Donald Trump has put himself in a very precarious situation with his demagogic statements, demagogic attitudes with foreign policy, where he ran and captured the base of the Republican Party by saying he would no longer engage in adventurous neocon globalist foreign wars, while at the same time attempting to reach out to those very neocons and Zionists and evangelicals to do the bidding of Israel in the Middle East and other special interests. So he has put himself in a situation where his two faces have run into one another, and of course his racism against Arabic peoples and other peoples are problematic as well, and we see that with that specific type of statement. Now, I do not believe he will attempt to escalate any American involvement in Afghanistan by the deployment of additional troops. Airstrikes may be an option, but which are wholly inappropriate. The appropriate response is the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan and his rethinking of his anti-Iranian policy, because it has been Iran that has been a major opponent and fighter against terrorism and extremist entities in the Middle East. And it's been the United States that has been a chief supporter and escalator and funder of extremist and terrorist groups in the Middle East. So President Trump needs to lay off his demagogic statements. He needs to rethink his support for those groups in countries like Saudi Arabia that support them, and he needs to rethink his anti-Iran policy.